Tonight, you will probably be around other people, maybe a room full of them, and you will feel completely alone. Not sad, not angry, just separate, like there is a thin layer of glass between you and everyone else. You can see them, you can hear them, but somehow, none of it reaches you. That feeling has a name, and the science behind it will change how you understand yourself. Researchers have long separated two kinds of loneliness. There is social isolation, actually being alone, physically removed from others. And then there is the deeper kind, the kind you already know. John Cacioppo, a neuroscientist at the University of Chicago who spent decades studying loneliness, called it perceived disconnection. It is not about how many people surround you. It is about whether your brain believes any of them truly see you. And your brain, it turns out, is the problem. Your brain runs a background program, every waking hour, scanning your social environment for threat. It is ancient software. It was built for a world where being cut off from your group meant death. No warmth, no food, no protection from predators. Rejection was not just uncomfortable. It was a death sentence. So your brain evolved to treat loneliness like physical pain. A warning signal. Get closer. Get safer. But here is the counterintuitive part. When that alarm fires too often, something shifts. The brain does not just feel lonely. It starts to see the world through loneliness. Cacioppo's research showed that lonely people process social information differently. They become hypervigilant, scanning faces for signs of rejection before rejection even arrives. They interpret a neutral expression as cold. They read an unanswered message as abandonment. The brain, trying to protect you from disconnection, accidentally guarantees it. You walk into a room full of people and your nervous system is already braced for impact. This is what psychologists call the loneliness loop. The more disconnected you feel, the more your perception filters every interaction for evidence that you do not belong, which makes genuine connection feel harder, which makes the disconnection deeper. The loop feeds itself. Julian Holt-Lunstad, a researcher at Brigham Young University, found that chronic loneliness carries the same mortality risk as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Not metaphorically, physiologically. It raises cortisol. It disrupts sleep. It suppresses the immune system. Your body treats social pain the same way it treats physical injury, because for most of human history, the two were inseparable. And here is the part that almost nobody talks about. You can be in a relationship, in a family, in a group chat with 50 people, and still be running this program. Because the program does not measure head count. It measures something far more specific. It measures whether you feel known. Not liked. Known. There is a difference. Being liked is surface-level validation. Being known means someone holds an accurate picture of who you actually are, your fears, your humor, the things you are quietly proud of, and they choose to stay anyway. That is what the brain is scanning for. Not presence. Not approval. Recognition. Researcher Vivek Murthy, in his work as U.S. Surgeon General, identified this distinction as central to the modern loneliness epidemic. We have more connection tools than any generation in history, and more people feel unseen than ever before, because the tools optimized for reach, not for depth. So what does your brain actually need? Not a crowd, not a follower count, not a party to attend. It needs 1 or 2 moments, repeated over time, where you show something true about yourself and the other person does not look away. That is it. That is the entire prescription. Small, repeated acts of being genuinely seen. The glass does not shatter all at once. It thins. Slowly. With every conversation where you say something real instead of something safe. Tonight, you might be around other people again. The glass might still be there. But now you know what it is made of. And you know what dissolves it. It was never about how many people were in the room. It was always about whether any of them knew you were really there.